Kev, I love this time of year because everyone's festive, there's more football going on, everyone's just in a good mood. And we talk about some of the best signings of the season as we've just did on a previous video, but we also got to look back at some of the worst signings. Big money spent, record-breaking transfers moving all over the Premier League, but there is some in there, Kev, that have fell through the cracks. Some players that just have not found their feet at the moment. So who's been the worst signing for you so far in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think you could look and you instantly want to go to strikers. Some creative players haven't worked out in the Premier League for sure. You look at Lucas Perez maybe at Arsenal not playing for a big money signing. But for me, it's Claudio Bravo, because Pep Guardiola came into Manchester City. He made such a huge statement, ousting England's #1 in Joe Hart. Off he goes to Torino, which, by the way, he's been a success over in Italy, and he's been a huge catalyst as to why Torino have really done well in Serie A this season. But Bravo has looked unsure, not only in the air, but playing out at the back as well. And that's the one thing that Pep Guardiola wanted to do with the Chilean, bringing him in. And I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper. I've seen him play for Chile. I've seen him win the Copa America in Santiago a couple of years ago, and he was phenomenal in that tournament. Win trophies, obviously, for Barcelona as well. And yet he's come in, and he's not sure of himself. He came in last minute, though. He was rushed into the team straight away, if you remember. And I just don't... I'm not convinced by him at all right now, especially balls in the air in the Premier League, which is obviously, as we know, it's a bit of a cliche, but it's a very physical league. And this guy has struggled right now, and there's a bit of egg on the face of Pep Guardiola after that signing, because ousting Joe Hart, making such a huff and a puff over this incident with Joe Hart, and then to bring in Claudio Bravo, and it's been a downgrade, and I don't think anybody can argue with me on that one.
Well, it's not like, I know you're a controversial figure, Kev. You like to ruffle the feathers, and I give you that. I just think there's been worse signings, and one of those, I know there's some out there that haven't actually broke through yet, haven't been given the opportunity, like Batshuayi coming in for a very high price tag. I don't think he's been able to really perform. Diego Costa's kept him out the team. Antonio Conte's system looks for one main target man. You said Perez also. They've went with Theo Walcott and Alexis Sanchez more often than not. Maybe when he gets his chance, like he showed against Ludogorets, he can score some goals. My signing has been given chances, and time again he fails, and that's Wilfried Bony. He moved from Swansea to Manchester City, had his moments. Sergio Aguero had large periods of the season out, and Wilfried Bony was asked to step in. He couldn't cut it at that level. Then he moves down a standard again to Stoke, being given chances. I think he looks disinterested. I don't think he works as hard as what he had done at Swansea. He even looks out of shape at times. He's drying up on goals. He just doesn't look the same player. And I think he's honestly thinking of another outlet, somewhere else to go so he can get away from the Premier League, because he just does not look interested for me. And the money that he continuously goes for, and he continues to drive this high price tag, I really don't get it. Maybe it's the Premier League. Maybe it's inflation. Maybe I'm just going out of my mind and I can't see the talent that this guy possesses. But for me, Wilfried Bony is an easy pick.
Look, maybe it's an easy comparison, because I've seen signs from him that I'm like, this guy has it all. He's strong. He's great with his back to goal. He's good in the air. He's a good striker. And I agree with you, though. He's got a bit of the Yaya Toure about him, in the sense that some days he just looks like he does not care. He looks like he's the type of lad that'd be on your team, that'd be showing up late for training every day, and you're cracking jokes about him and he doesn't even get the jokes. He just seems like he's in his own world. Funny. And
yeah,
I
think they're both good picks there. I mean, I think you could go Bravo. For me is still with Manchester City's position in the table. It really depends on whether or not Pep Guardiola gets things right, and if they finish at the top of the table, I think Bravo will be seen as okay signing. But it was very hasty to get Joe Hart out of that position and get in a ball playing goalkeeper who does cause some almost cardiac arrests around the stadium when you see him getting the ball at the feet. Wilfried Bony, another one who definitely has not shone since he's went to Stoke. But we want to know what you guys think. Box to Box fans, let us know right here. All the videos on demand. You can see our video where we talked about the best signings. Some lighter note here, getting in the mood with the festive spirit. Kevin back in Ireland, Francis here in Scotland. It's a pleasure as always.